Hello Aquarius, thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot by Melanie Marquis, illustrated by Scott Murphy. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm going to use the Angel Answers oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Randy Valentine. I apologize ahead of time for my voice, it might sound a little raspy. It's been like this for a few days, it's slowly getting better. I'm hoping in a couple days it'll be fine. Hopefully next time I do a reading like this, it'll be a lot better. Not that that's bad, but and a couple cards already come up upside down, and I'm wondering why. All right. There's a yes at the bottom here. Seems good. Let's find out. So when it comes to relationships, clearly, you know, you have to do how you feel, how the other person feels, all that good stuff. You have to come together and make cooperative decisions. What is happening here? Because I feel like something is being a little bit, I don't know, I feel like you're being stopped in a sense. Alright, I'm going to just go through the cards because this is kind of like a feeling. I'm not sure how we're going to connect it with the cards, but I feel like you're being stopped in a sense, like you're hitting like a wall. Now, this situation, I feel like as this is going on, and I feel like we can actually address this right now, I'm getting very much that you're holding back how you're feeling, and you're kind of like feeling kind of subject to what's going on around you because of how you feel for the other person. Now, I'm getting the lack of communication is not normal for you. But I feel like that's what's happening here. It's almost like a lack of participation, but I almost feel like this is actually going to work to your benefit. Really? Alright, let's see. Because I don't feel like this is normal for you. I feel like this is a strange way, but your partner is going through something, and I'm getting like four actually, major arcana cards. And do you have any? You don't. Your partner has 4 major arcana, you have none. I'm getting one of the reasons you're kind of holding back about how you're feeling, even though I'm feeling like you're not really, I'm feeling like you're concerned and you're a little kind of upset about certain things. But it's going really well for your partner, but also I feel like your partner is already on this track, already on this trajectory. I don't feel like you're surprised about what's happening. I just don't know if you expected it to really play out this way. You're not surprised that it's happening, but the way it's playing out, you were kind of expecting that. Because your partner has the Sun card. Your partner also has the Judgment card in their favor. They're extremely happy. They're ecstatic. Sun card. They're like over the moon. Ecstatic. This is something they've been waiting for. They've been wanting. It's happening. Really? Okay. They're spiritually, they're very happy. And I feel like they're extending this joy towards you. You're seeing this joy. They're expecting that you're also as happy as they are. I wouldn't say you were, but they're expecting that you're going to be. You don't seem to want to let them down. I feel like that's why you're kind of like holding it back. You don't want them to know that you're not really all that excited about what's about to happen. Because I feel like this is expecting something from you. You're expected to do something because of this. There's going to be a change in your life because of this. Now, alright, so this is not... They're definitely seeing the situation for what they wanted to. This is what they're going forward towards. They're extremely happy. They're seeing a lot of praise. They're seeing a lot of things go their way. They're in this moment. Your partner's in this moment. It's been coming their way. They finally got it. They're very much in that. I'm getting their centering on that moment. They're not seeming to be aware of what's really happening with you. But I don't feel like you want them to anyway. I don't feel like you want them centering on you. You're seeing like this was going to happen, but you didn't expect it to play out this way. But still, you don't want to take away from that happiness. You do not. You don't. Now, the challenge here, the challenge for each of you, your partner has justice as a challenge. The challenge is to realize how this is affecting you. That's their challenge. Their challenge is to realize how, even though they're going through something really good, something really positive is happening for them, how this is Excuse me. Yep, because here comes the rough stuff. They're enveloped in the joy. They're very much enveloped in the joy. The challenge is to realize how it's affecting other people around them. Your challenge is the 7. Is it the 7? Yep, 7 of Cups. Your challenge is to see other ways for this to work out, to where you can also be happy. I feel like you're just letting them have this, and you're just letting them be happy with how it is. I do feel like this could work out a little better for you. It's going to depend on the situation. But I feel like if they knew how you felt, I do feel like that would affect them. And I do feel like they would work with you to try to find a way for you to be happy too. I don't feel like this is a situation where it's just they're over the moon, ecstatic, happy. It doesn't have to be that way. You can also be happy too. The challenge for you, though, is to see these possibilities. Because I feel like kind of the way you're looking at it is like you don't want to take joy from your partner. You don't want to put a damper on the joy. I feel like you're looking at it like they earned this. They deserve this. You want them to have this. You don't want to rain on the parade. And I feel like that's why you're not saying anything. Because you don't want to be pulling anybody out of orbit when they're flying so high. But the challenge for you is to realize you can also be happy. And the challenge for them is to realize how even though they're happy, how this is affecting other people. I feel like this benefits more than just you if you bring this forward, by the way. Especially if you're a part of a family. Like, I'm feeling like for most of you who are watching this, there's other people that are also feeling the same way that you are, that are being very positive, but definitely, like, not only you, but other people can get a lot of more joy out of this situation. And I feel like this is good for your partner too, to like, work with other people, because I feel like they would like to have everybody be happy. I don't feel like I don't feel a selfish energy here. I feel like if it comes forward that, people around them are happy for them, but there's some concerns, I feel like this could come forward in a positive way to where this could work out really good for everybody, including them, especially long term. Especially long term, I feel like that makes a difference. Because I'm also getting, like, if it's not brought up now, see, this is why this is in the challenge position, okay? If it's not brought up now, I feel like later, after certain things have changed, after the fact, and they realize that other people could have been a little bit happier if they were considered a little more, I feel like they would have made different decisions and still been just as happy. But I feel like it's looking back after the fact, after the decisions have been made, it's too late. And I feel like they're looking back in the sense of like, oh, I wish I knew that, because they would have done things a little differently and we could have all been happy. I hope that makes sense. I feel like it probably does too. Because I'm still getting, like, there's possibilities here. This could all work out a lot better for everybody. I just feel like you're worried about raining on somebody's parade. I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like you're very smart. You can definitely bring this forward in a very delicate, what do you want to say? What am I doing that for? Like I'm getting like that little like muskrat like digging through the dirt, finding those little gold pieces. You can definitely do this in a very smart, positive way to like just unearth like what other people are going through and like the concerns coming up. And I feel like this could go very well for everybody. I'm getting you have like you're very talented with speaking. Like most Aquarians I know, they're very good at bringing things forward. They're very smart. I feel like you're just worried that you're going to hurt somebody's feelings and that they deserve this accolade that they have. And I feel like you're looking at this like they definitely deserve this. And I'm not negating that. But I don't feel like you're going to be bringing anybody down by voicing concerns, especially because you're very good at doing it just the right way, just getting it in there. It doesn't have to even be one conversation. It can be like small things here and there, and you could just like slowly dig it up. I feel like this could work out really good for everybody. Instead of like the challenge here, especially for your partner, seeing it after all the decisions have been made, realizing this could have gone better for not only them but for the other people involved. Because I feel like they're going to be happy either way. It's just including everybody now and seeing what everybody's concerns are. It's going to affect their choices, but they're going to end up with a happy moment either way. It's just like, is everybody else also going to be happy? I think you know what I'm saying with that. I'm not going to beat that to death. Okay, so this is interesting. These two cards came in upside down. The Knight of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. Upside down Knight of Wands, to me, in this reading, is telling me you're not acting on what you're feeling. You're not acting on what you're feeling. The upside down Seven of Pentacles is telling me you're accepting that your world is being thrown upside down. Your world is being turned upside down. You're accepting that that's just what's happening. You're not fighting. You're not putting up any type of resistance. Not that you have to literally fight, but you're not putting up any resistance. And they're telling me you don't have to lose everything like this. This doesn't have to be the case. Your partner and you and the people around you can all be happy. But if you don't voice this, it could be just your partner that's happy and kind of feeling guilty about it, realizing other people are not. This is after the decisions are made. Because once they're made, it's just kind of you're stuck. You're also getting the no as advice. The no is saying, don't do this. Don't ignore how you feel. Don't refuse to move on what you're feeling. Don't refuse to take action. Don't accept that your world is just going to be turned upside down and this is just how it is. The advice card is don't accept that. You have more than enough capability to handle this very delicately and still not bring anybody down, but still bring concerns forward. They're like, don't sit out. Don't sit out on this one. Don't do it. You have good intentions. You have good reasons, but it's going to end up to a bad ending is what I'm feeling. In the sense of like, I feel like decisions are going to be made. People are not going to be heard because they feel like it's bringing somebody down. And after the fact, your partner's going to be happy, but feel kind of guilty about where they ended up because they didn't really see what was happening with other people, and the decisions they made were not best for everybody. You included, however that works. But if you do bring this forward now, they have options. They can move. They can integrate what you want with what they want. They'll still be happy. They'll still be happy, but so will you and the people around you, and they'll be that much more happy knowing that everybody's happy. Like everybody being happy means a lot to your partner. This is why this is the justice is the challenge. They need that. They need that. And that's one of the values you have to this relationship, to be that sounding board, and they need you for that. They want you for that. You're valued highly for that. All right. Now, I got this Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands. That's usually panic energy. How is... Okay. Okay. I feel like part of this, why you're not pushing forth concerns, is because you're worried that it's all or nothing. Is that real? Okay. I feel like part of you is worried, like if you start voicing concerns, that it's going to shut down the whole situation. Is that true? Almost like it's an all or nothing situation. I feel like you could ask questions very creatively to find out that that's not the case. They're telling me, ask the questions, ask the concerns. You're very smart to do. You know how to do this. I feel I'm getting that over and over again. Maybe that's just because I'm connecting to the Aquarian energy. I'm getting like you have more than enough intelligence to make this happen. Like you can get your answers without committing to like the worries that you're seeing. Like I'm getting like you're worried that this is going to be an all or nothing thing, and I keep slapping this. Why am I doing that? You're really worried that you're gonna destroy this for your partner. Like you're gonna, crap on their parade. I don't know how else to put it, because I don't feel like rain on the parade is quite authentic enough. Like you're really worried. Why are we? Yeah, I get it. What are you telling me with that? All right, so I'm getting the circle in the center. I'm getting like the directions. There's a lot of directions this could go. There's a lot of directions. And I feel like you do have the ability to influence these directions. Okay? Voicing your opinion, this is good because you need to be a part of this decision-making process. They're pushing that. Oh, okay. They're telling me I'm getting too centered, too centered on this part. So they're telling me to block that out. On the bottom here, you'll see the circle with the center circle is like where you're standing. All those arrows or triangles are like all the different possibilities that can happen. And those bugs are kind of like places you don't want to end up. But those bugs might be where you end up if you don't start talking about what you want. This could become a situation where you feel like this, where you feel like, really, like, I don't really like what I'm doing, I don't really like what I'm a part of. You could end up in a situation where you're very unhappy, feeling like you're stuck. Kind of like that little, like, oh my God, I'm in a place I don't want to be, there's nothing I can do about it. Kind of like backed in a corner. Okay, that's where this could end up. They're like, tell me to leave that alone. All right. Because they're trying to make the impression, like, the yes again, like, communicate, talk. You're strong with this. You can do this. I feel like they're worried. There's like a worry here that you're not going to do it because you just don't feel like it's the right thing to do. Like you're feeling like you voicing what you're thinking is just not the right thing to do right now. But I feel like it is. And you can do it in a way that's like, you can actually just like dig out little pieces to reinforce that without like upsetting the apple cart. They're constantly pushing that you need to do this, but I'm feeling like you're going to feel like it's the wrong thing to do, like you're really destroying something good for somebody else, but I don't feel like you're going to do that. What makes things good is the Four of Pentacles with the success. There's certain things that you want out of the situation. There are truly things that are non-negotiable to you. And I feel like acknowledging that is the key here. I don't feel like this is a bad, because I know a lot of people look at this like stubborn and a bad card. I don't feel this is a bad card in this situation. It's saying you need to look at the things that are non-negotiable to you, that you really need, that could be affected by this situation. And just talk with your partner about, are there ways to hold on to these? Because I feel like you can be extremely supportive, like, I'm on board, blah, 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 we can do this. Is there any way I can hold on to these things, the non-negotiables? Because I feel like you're very smart and you could, like, instead of saying these are non-negotiable, I'm not moving on these, I feel like you could be more like, are there way, I really like these things, is there a way we could keep these while we go forward with what you're getting here? Success. Everybody can be happy. Everybody can be happy. I really get that. Everybody can be happy. Because I'm getting this is what's helping this situation. This is going to be a major change for you and your partner. It's going to be a major change. That's what I'm getting with the Death card. That's their fourth. It's on their side. Their fourth major arcana. This is not a small situation. The Six of Pentacles. The fact that they're able to consider you and to make sure you're happy too. This is extremely important to them. They want to do this. They don't want to find out after the fact, because they will, because they'll see it. It'll happen. I'm telling you, it will. It will. Your partner, definitely, the love is there. The love is there. I don't feel like you question that anyway. But the fact that they can consider you in this, they want you to be happy too. That's very important to them. Because that's part of where their abundance comes from. That's part of where their joy comes from. Not only that they're happy and they're getting what they want out of this situation, but they can include you and make you happy too. They want you to be as happy as possible as well. It's extremely important. Which is again why I'm getting like, don't sit this one out. Don't do it. Of course, general read, this should be making sense. Like if this is hitting with you, and I'm getting for some of you, you might want to rewatch this at the end of the month. It may make better sense later. And you'll still have your opportunity. I'm just getting, just don't sit it out. That's the big one. Don't sit it out. The no with the exclamation is saying, don't sit it out. Don't do it. Because I feel like the whole reason you feel like it's the right thing to do, but I'm like, it doesn't feel like the... I feel like it's kind of like, are we done? We're done. All right, so I'll stop harping. How long did I harp? Like 20 minutes I harped on. Okay. Let's do Aquarius singles, because I feel like it seemed like an abrupt ending, but they're telling me I've harped on enough about it. Move on. So we're moving on. All right, so Aquarius singles. Aquarian singles. Aquarian singles. Empowering information for Aquarian singles. Aquarian singles. Information for Aquarian singles. Aquarian singles. Alright, what do we got? Alright, let's see. I'm not going to prejudge it, but... Okay. That's a weird place for that. I have one card here that's in a spot that doesn't really belong anywhere, but we'll find out what that means soon enough, I'm sure. Alright. Aquarian singles. This is what I'm drawn to first is the top card, which is the Five of Wands. I have to say, I do feel like this overall situation is pretty good, although that's kind of prejudging it because we have to get to the end part first. But I'm getting like there's a lot of conflict with you and this other person, and the way you see things, the way they see things, the way they move through life, the way you move through life. There's conflict here. There's definite conflict. But there's passion, too. All right. Now, I'm getting... There's a history. Well, what do I want to say with this? I'm getting the two of you locked in fairly quickly with how you felt about each other. Like, for some of you, you've known each other for a while, and it just kind of all of a sudden just snapped into focus, and like the emotions were there for each other. Even though this is a Aquarian singles reading, I'm getting like when you started seeing this person in a dating sense, or started considering that you wanted to start dating this person, you knew what you wanted. Okay. Now, there's conflict with this person, which that's the challenge here. But I'm also getting at the bottom the King of Cups. that you? That's you. You, like, again, when when you decided you wanted to date them or started to date them, whatever it was, I think that's the difference between it happening and not at this point. You knew how you felt. You knew how you felt. That's, if this is hitting with you, you knew how you felt. But you also were very well of the conflict. You're also very well of that. You feel the way you feel about this person. That King of Cups, that's very strong love. That's very thought out. It's kind of evolved usually, in the sense of like seeing the person for their good aspects. Sometimes it can be seeing somebody through rose-colored glasses, depending on what's going on. If you know what I mean, like just not like ignoring their faults and only seeing their good traits. But even if that's the case, the conflict that's here, it can't be denied. Put that down. Okay. So you knew what you wanted. You're addressing that there's conflict, but you feel like this can actually work out. I feel like you're looking at it like if you could just iron out a few things. Excuse me. Alright, so is there something else? Because I'm getting that rough energy, but they're telling me that's connected to the conflicts. But I'm getting that if you could just work out a couple things, maybe there's more of an even playing ground. Like if you just understand each other a little better or something. I feel like you're looking at it like there's hope here. There's hope here for this to work out better. And that's where we get this. This is between where you're standing and how you feel. And again, at the bottom, this is talking a lot about how you feel. You're feeling like this could get better. This situation could get a lot better. Due to the conflicts here, you were considering maybe it would be best to not do this. But when I'm looking at the Eight of Cups, I really feel like you might be thinking, due to the conflicts, it might be better to not do this. Yet you're very drawn. Like if you look at the person on that card, they're really drawn to what's on the table, and they really kind of like they're having a hard time walking away from it. And I feel like they're looking at it like it's like that moon. See the moon in the background? The moon is shining down on the situation. Like maybe they're seeing it a little bit better than it actually is. Not sure. Let's keep going. You were definitely considering walking away, but I feel like you're also like really hopeful that it can be better. All right, now let's go through to the next. The Wheel of Fortune hits with the Ace of Cups. Your opportunity happens. You end up getting very close to this person. I'm getting the other person is receptive. I almost feel like they're engaged with the conflict. I can't say whether that's good or bad because it's general reading, but I'm just like, another reason I can't say if it's good or bad is because I'm kind of a Pisces person. I'm more of a relationship-oriented person where I like things where people get along. But I'm feeling like this person, they don't have a problem with having conflicts with you. They don't seem to be daunted by that. So this comes into fruition. Like it goes forward. I'm not really getting anything else with that. Just like the wheel turns. I feel like this is the reason the wheel is here is because you were considering walking away. But I'm kind of getting that is it them? Half and half I'm getting. I'm still getting this like heavy energy here. Why? The opportunity presents itself, and I feel like you just go forward with it. And I'm getting just leave it at that. It's good enough. Opportunity presents itself. You go forward with it. It's a very good moment between you and this other person. And I feel like this is showing you that, yes, There's conflicts. You can be a bit combative with each other, but you can also be right on the same page and get. There's a lot of passion. Even though there's a lot of conflict, there's a lot of passion with this Ace of Cups. Like, there's passion there. Now, the Two of Wands gets in here, and I feel like there's. See, that heavy energy is still here. The farther we go into the future so far, it just seems even heavier. Because I feel like you're still kind of torn. Like, you might be even looking at this like, I don't really know if I want a relationship where we're constantly at each other's throats. It seems like it could get better, but will it? I feel like you're a person that doesn't mind playful banter, but even for you, this is kind of like, maybe this is more conflict than I really want. Like, there's a difference between conflict and just like creative arguments. Like, I feel like you're looking at it like, I don't mind like a little bit of debate, arguing things out a little bit. That's one thing. But you're looking at this like, this could be literally like arguing more than not. Like, you don't want to be constantly arguing with somebody. Having contrary opinions is fine. But to you, I feel like you're looking at this like, this could be an issue. I still feel like you're torn. Like, it's the Eight of Cups coming into the future. Like, it's just, I feel like that same feeling is still coming forward. So you're like, you're not really sure if this is a good idea. But the difference between the Eight of Cups and the Two of Wands in this situation is because that passionate moment happened, you don't want to let go of it. You don't want to let go of it. But you're also tied to the thought that this might be a bad idea. You're kind of like, I don't know what I really want to do. I don't know what I really want to do. But I really don't want to walk away from this, but I really don't know if it's a good idea either. Okay. All right, so this, okay, I see this. The other person, they're not daunted. They want to be with you. The world is on their side here. They have every intention about cementing this in and going forward with you and making this a permanent relationship. Every intention. And I wondered how this was going to put in there. The Knight of Swords, they're pushing you. They want this to happen, and they're pushing you to make this happen. But they're a little bit combative about doing that. They are. And that's another reason why you're like, I don't really know if I want to do this, because we're even arguing about pushing this forward. Like, I don't feel like you're comfortable with cementing this in yet. But the passion was really strong, and you don't really want to walk away from that either. I get that over and over with that card for you, for this reading. Now, as I'm looking forward here, two of these cards might seem a little bit less than favorable, especially the third one. But I'm getting the reason behind it is why you're getting this third one. The Four of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, and then the Ten of Swords. But the Ten of Swords, I feel, is popping in because of what's overlaying the situation, which is the Weight card. I don't feel like you're ready to go forward. The other person here, they want to. The waiting is causing more and more problems. You're refusing to really move forward yet. You're not ready. You're like, I can't do this right now. I need more time. And I feel like that's what you're saying. I'm not willing to move forward. You don't want to move backward, but you're not ready to move forward yet. And you're taking your time to really get to know the situation a little more, to get to know the other person a little more. The other person, though, is not relenting. They keep pushing and they keep pushing, and there's more. I feel like this conflict is just more and more conflict, more and more conflict. They're not relenting, and this person doesn't seem to have a problem with conflict. It doesn't seem to daunt them in any sense. They know what they want, and they're willing to fight for it. And I feel like in this situation, if they were to relax and just calm down a bit, this would not be an issue for you. It would be a lot more conducive. It's the combative nature of it. It's too much. Again, I don't feel like you're against creative arguments. Debating is not bad, but the level of conflict here, I don't feel like you like it. I just don't feel like it's comfortable to you. You're just like, I don't really think I want to be with somebody that I'm constantly at each other's throats with. No. And they're not backing down. They just keep pushing. They keep pushing. The don't stop in the environment is telling me they're not backing down. They're just being a pain in the butt about it. And the Ten of Swords is because they're not willing to wait and you want to. I feel like this is actually going to stop. At some point, you're going to walk away. Because I feel like you're getting a glimpse about what life would be like with this person. And passion is not enough. You are just not going to get into a war zone just because there's passion. It's not worth it for you. Because you're like, I can't do constant battles every day. I can't do it. It's not what I'm looking for. And I feel like you're kind of perplexed why the other person is so okay with the conflict. The fact that they're not relenting, they're not giving you space, and I feel like you're feeling like they're not honoring what you want. It's going to end up with the Ten of Swords. Because I feel like the passion is there very strongly for both of you, and I feel like you're both devastated about where this is ending up. They're devastated because they're not getting what they want. You're devastated because you're realizing this is never going to work. And you'd like it to be able to, but the other person is unrelenting, so there's just nothing left. The passion is there. You'd like it to be able to be worked out, but the fact that they won't back down, they won't relent, they won't give you a break, they won't let you breathe, you're not getting a relationship like that. You just won't. So you're also devastated because you would have liked this to work out better. But the fact that they're unrelenting and you've tried to get them to relent, they just won't help. They just won't work with you on it. You have to walk away. There's no other choice. And I feel like that's how you're looking at it. Okay. I feel like that's where this is coming at the end here. I was hoping this was going to go better at the end, but they're telling me it's not. That's just how this is ending. But you tried. I'm getting that you're really trying to make this work out. The energy here, I don't know. I'm clearly a Pisces. Definitely a Pisces in that respect. I'm one of those people, I have it in my chart. I will argue with somebody if I need to argue with somebody. Like, I have no problem with that. But I could definitely respect where you're coming from, where that's not, I don't know who would want that as a way of life. I guess some people would, because the person I'm seeing coming towards you has no problem with it. That's what I'm feeling. If this reading is hitting with you, this person has no problem with that. But you're like, I don't want that as a way of life. I don't see why that would be acceptable to anybody. You were hopeful. You thought the situation would improve, but the way they're handling this, you're walking away. All right, I'm going to shut that down there because I feel like I'm just going to keep going in circles. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.